The heart of this person is already in your hands. There's no turning back. Everything she feels, everything she hopes for, now depends on you. What will you do with this? Will you hold it gently or let it slip away? You know there are no more doubts. You can feel it. Her gaze speaks more than any words could. The silence between you carries a weight that cannot be ignored. There is surrender, there is hope, there is fear. Fear of what comes next, fear of what you might do with all of this, because now it's no longer just about her, it's about you, about what you feel, about what you want. Can you feel the weight of this responsibility? Can you understand what it means to hold someone's heart in your hands? This isn't an empty metaphor. It's not just a pretty phrase, it's real, it's raw. And it's happening right now. You can pretend you don't see it. You can look away. You can hide behind excuses, time, circumstances. But none of that changes the fact that this person has entrusted you. And trust like that doesn't come around twice. She didn't say it in words, but, you know, in the way she looks at you when she thinks you're not watching, in how she hesitates before speaking, as if she's choosing each word carefully to avoid sounding foolish, in the subtle touch that lingers just a moment longer than necessary. These are small signs, but together they say it all. Now it all comes down to what you will do with this. Will you be cowardly and pretend you don't see? Will you pull away because it's easier than confronting what you feel? Or will you have the courage to hold this heart with the strength it deserves? Because it's not enough to accept. It's not enough to reciprocate. It's not enough to feel. If you're going to stay, stay completely. If you're going to hold this heart, hold it tightly. Because if you let go now, there's no going back. She may not say a word. She might smile, act as if nothing has happened. But deep down she'll know, and once someone realizes they've put their heart in the wrong hands, they will never make that mistake again. So what will it be? Will you hold on or let go? If you let go now, understand that you'll never hold it again. She might stick around, keep smiling, act as if everything is the same, but something inside her will have changed. The trust she placed in you, the way she opened herself up completely, cannot be undone. And you know this. You can feel it in the silence between you, in the way her breathing has become more restrained, as if she's waiting for an answer, while unsure if she'll have the courage to hear it. You still have time, but not much. Every second of hesitation is a crack that opens up. Small, almost imperceptible at first, but relentless. If you wait too long, she will understand the answer without you needing to say it. And when that happens, there won't be any words that can bring her back. The heart that has been placed in your hands will not stay there forever. If you don't hold on, it will learn to protect itself. It will learn to harden, not out of desire, but out of necessity. You might think that nothing will change, that things will go on as they are, but you're wrong. What was light will become heavy. What flowed effortlessly will become forced, and little by little, the distance will become inevitable. And the worst part? One day when you realize what you've lost, when you finally understand what you had in your hands, it will be too late. Because someone else will hold that heart in a way you didn't have the courage to do. Someone will see what you saw, feel what you felt, but instead of hesitating, they will take action. And then you will be on the opposite side. You'll be the one watching from a distance. You'll be the one who realizes that when a heart finds a safe place to rest, it never looks back. And you? What will you do now? Her silence has already said what needed to be said. Now it's your turn to speak. Will you hold on or let go? If you don't respond now, the answer will be given by you anyway. Because silence is also an answer. Hesitation is also a choice, and a lack of action can hurt more than any word spoken. She is there, still waiting, but not forever. You can feel the moment slipping through your fingers, like sand that can't be grasped. And if you do nothing, if you let it pass, you'll see the change in her gaze, in the way she looks away, in the precise moment she realizes she can't wait for you any longer. And then, without needing to say anything, she will begin to distance herself, not dramatically, not with harsh words or forced goodbyes, just in the most cruel and irreversible way, gradually. Her smile will still exist, but it will no longer be for you. The way she used to say your name, how she looked at you, how she stayed close, all of that will start to fade away until one day you'll realize she's not there anymore, and when that happens, It won't be because she wanted to leave. It will be because you let her go, because no one stays where they don't feel safe. No one insists where they're not wanted. And the heart that was once in your hands, it will rebuild itself, but without you. It will learn to beat to a different rhythm, to find comfort elsewhere. And when it finally belongs to someone who holds it tightly, who protects it without hesitation, you will understand what you lost. You will see how it could have been different, how you could have held on when there was still time. But time, it doesn't come back. And perhaps one day you'll find yourself in her place. Maybe one day you'll hand over your own heart into someone's hands. And perhaps on that day, you will discover what it means to be on the other side, what it means to wait for an answer that doesn't come, what it means to be let go. And then, when you feel it in your bones, when you truly understand what caused it, you will know that some pains cannot be undone. What are you going to do now? Because this moment, this chance, this person, if you let it pass, it will never come back. If you let it slip away now, understand, there is no second act to this story. You might try to convince yourself that there will be another opportunity, that you can fix things later. But you won't, because there are moments that do not repeat. There are people who do not wait forever. And if you don't hold on to this heart right now, someone else will. Someone who doesn't hesitate. Someone who understands the value of what's right in front of them. Someone who won't waste what you have wasted. And the day you realize this will not be just any day. It will be the day you see her differently. The day you realize that the gaze that once belonged to you now belongs to someone else. And there will be nothing you can do. No pretty words, no well-crafted excuses, no late gesture will be able to erase the fact that when she needed an answer the most, you fell silent. You taught her to go on without you, and she learned. Life doesn't wait. Her heart doesn't wait. And you? If you're still there, stagnant, thinking you have time, know that time is already slipping away. Because love does not beg. Love does not force. Love offers itself. And if it's not accepted, it leaves. And when it leaves, it won't look back. The choice has always been yours, and now it is yours as well. Will you hold on or let go? If you haven't answered yet, then you already have. The time you spent hesitating was the time she needed to understand. And when someone understands they are not a priority, that they aren't worth the certainty of someone who claims to care, something within them changes. Not all at once, not suddenly, but it changes. The heart that was in your hands starts to drift away, first slowly, almost imperceptibly. But the distance grows. And when you realize that it's too far gone, it will already be too late. She's not going to say anything. She's not going to ask. She's not going to beg you to hold on to what you once held effortlessly. She's simply going to stop waiting. And when someone stops waiting, stops insisting, stops believing, there's no turning back. You think there's always going to be a next time. But the next time is just an illusion. The next time is the space where the regretful reside. And if you keep thinking you can postpone this answer, one day you'll realize that the only thing left is the emptiness of what you didn't have the courage to hold on to. And then the choice won't be yours anymore, because she will have made the choice for you. And believe me, nothing hurts more than realizing that someone moved on without you, because you didn't have the courage to take a step toward her. Now this is your last chance. Will you hold on or let go? If you don't say anything now, if you don't do anything now, then you've already made your choice. Silence is also an answer. And she heard it. Maybe she hasn't moved yet. Maybe her eyes are still searching for yours for one last second, hoping, wishing that you'll say something, anything. But don't be fooled. She won't wait much longer. Because no one can stay in the limbo between being wanted and being discarded for too long. What you don't realize is that at this very moment, something inside her is already closing off. A heart can be given completely, without reservations, but once it learns to protect itself, it can never go back to being the same. You might think she'll always be there. You might believe that when you decide it will be enough to call her back. But that's a mistake. Because a wounded heart doesn't need words to understand where it no longer belongs. And when she understands, it will be definitive. She's not going to cry in front of you. She's not going to ask for explanations. She's not going to question why you hesitated for so long. She's simply going to stop trying. And when that happens, it won't matter anymore if you feel something. It won't matter anymore if deep down you wanted it, but didn't have the courage. The time that was wasted cannot be regained. The love that was not embraced cannot be salvaged. And when you finally decide, there won't be anyone left waiting for your decision, because she will already be gone, and you will be left behind. Now it's all or nothing. Will you hold on, or will you let go? So what will it be? Time is up, the waiting is over, and what remains now is the weight of your choice or the lack of it. She said nothing. She didn't need to. The gaze that once held hope is now a reflection of something you didn't want to see: resignation. It's not anger, it's not hurt, it's just the certainty that you didn't hold on when you should have. And once that certainty settles in, there's nothing that can change it. Now she no longer waits, now she no longer hopes, now she no longer feels the same way. And you? You can feel it in the air, in the emptiness that remains in the space between you, in the silence that before was filled with possibilities, but now has become final. She is leaving. Not dramatically, not with harsh words or tears, just leaving, the way people do when they realize there is nothing more to wait for. And one day, when you look back and try to understand where this story was lost, you'll realize that the answer has always been right in front of you, all along. The question was asked countless times, and you never answered. Now, it no longer matters. The heart that was once in your hands is no longer there, and when someone learns to rebuild themselves, they also learn to never return to where they were not safe. So take a good look at this moment, because it's the last time you'll see that gaze turned toward you in the same way. It's over, and if there was still any doubt about your choice, know that by not holding on, you let go. And once let go, it will never return. The end. No. Now there's no way to continue, because certain stories have no continuation, because certain moments, when wasted, become irreversible. And that's exactly what happened. The heart that was in your hands no longer belongs to you. The gaze that once sparkled in your direction now turns to another horizon. The steps that once hesitated, waiting for a sign from you, now move forward without looking back. You can feel it in the air. There is no more room for doubt. The choice has been made, even if you never had the courage to say it out loud. She learned. She learned not to wait for what never comes. She learned not to insist where there is no reciprocity. She learned that love should not be a request, but a response. And now you can only watch. Watch as she walks away, as she becomes someone you will no longer have access to. Watch as another holds what you let slip away, and that will be the true weight of your decision. Not the immediate regret, but the delayed understanding, the moment you realize that some losses are irreversible, that there are hearts that once rebuilt never allow themselves to be broken by the same mistake again, and that this story, that could have been yours, now belongs to another. The end. Now indeed, it has come to an end. There is nothing more to continue, because now it's too late, because everything that could have been said should have been said before, because everything that could have been done should have been done at the right moment, but you didn't do it. And now what remains? The emptiness. The silence that once awaited a response is now just an echo of what was lost. She moved on. Not because she wanted to, but because she had to, because she understood that love cannot be an eternal wait. And when a person understands that, they never come back. You can try to carry on as if nothing happened. You can pretend you don't feel, that you don't care. But at some point, when you least expect it, her absence will hit you like a punch. You will look for her in small details, finding yourself remembering what you once had and didn't know how to hold on to. And then you will understand. The real pain isn't in the moment she left, it's in the moment you realize you could have held on but chose to let go. And now? Now there are no more what-ifs. Now there is only what is. And what is the end. You let go. Now all that's left is to deal with the emptiness that remains. She moved on and you are left with the weight of the choice you didn't make. Because love doesn't wait. And when it's gone, it doesn't come back. And you? Have you ever lost someone because you hesitated? Share your thoughts. I want to know. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more content like this.